weaknesses are in champ select. Like they just need to make sure they go aggro all the time. They should never be passive ever in terms of K-Core. I would just go aggro A every single time.
Extra movement, extra checking of corners.
Aggro A with someone fighting C. I wouldn't even start someone B, to be honest. He's an K-Core coach.
So I guess you're just going to lop off those angles instead.
Yeah, it's a weird one. I am curious to see why they've changed this up to go for the Sage. What benefits it's going to bring.
Let's see what they go with the Sage, though.
For now, a plan secured for FUT with very little early fighting. In fact, only points of damage done are towards Captain.
Dude, FUT are really going for some bold stuff right now.
The retake attempt from KC, somewhere they've been fantastic, is actually being disrupted. Yedajay's in the corner.
Oi, recovery.
So much value.
The recovery's incredible. It started off so bad.
Another half second to pop off a few more shots in the rain. Shut him down in time, but he'd already done so much damage now. FUT have the advantage to play with the numbers there, and you can see it in the gunfight.
Okay, nicely done from FUT on this one, and I think they're going to need pistols.
Yeah, and I think it is going to be important for them to get off to solid starts. As has been mentioned, KC, when it comes to this map in particular, it's not even really been one side, because you could talk about, okay, they got 11 rounds over on the attack when they played versus Team Heretics, then versus Paper X.
This was nice, though.
On the defense. So
this was cool. Wall over towards here. They smoke off this, so you just have a constant crossfire. They have to break the wall, otherwise you're going to win the rounds, because you planted over towards here. So in terms of FUT, out of the cool stuff they've done, that was one of them. That was very nice. Create their own little crossfire over towards A. This is what I'm talking about in terms of when you play against a Sage on certain maps, you need to have a good IGL.
Okay, in the pistol, it's a lot easier to section off angles because
they even have cages to cover their cameras because they know getting map control is going to be hard for them. So they have cages to block where their camera is instantly getting thrown. Pretty funny. But again, at least FUT understand their weaknesses. I mean, they had a whole year playing KO, and in theory that's a weakness because you have no drone like an initiator. So they're good at knowing weaknesses of comps and trying to cover it up. That is a very big risk of a gun.
They have to work with, that being a Vandal. The rest on Bulldogs. And Captain, although he's got a pistol, it's not likely that he's going to retrieve CNED's fallen weapon. In fact, that's just been picked up by Tamazi. Maybe they go deliver it to them, but it gives KC a better opportunity on the retake that by now we can see they have no choice.
And this is the new plant, right? The new plant everyone's doing over towards mounds because you can see it from mounds. And even if you can't see this person here, you can spam the other half over towards here. Because I think they may be planted a little bit too low towards stairs, I'm not sure.
Just dropping the trap on the floor. Maybe that was the plan in the last map with the wall. You just have to place the wall and you can do whatever you like. Now on the jet, as you said, he didn't have a dash, but his only
it has to be up more, yeah, that's what I thought. They can see like half of it at the moment, right?
Just going to say, like, the holding on to the Vandal, he gets to keep the extra few credits. And what you can see out of Captain may just go hunting here. Only has a pistol to play with.
And Marzi's just going to take this gun and say sure.
Rifles, and maybe the pistol will go down.
What do you think of CNED's performance in FUT? I mean, it's already better than the performance in Na'Vi.
And Tamazi, there is no one close enough to take that gun.
I think it's a big difference speaking in like your actual natural language as well.
Tucked into a corner and saved the rifle through. So at least there's some semblance of positivity for KC in those early rounds. And a couple kills here or there, sure, it makes FUT reinvest, but for the most part, in a healthy position on this attacking side to contest round 3.
Bonus is looking great. They only lost one gun. Money is flowing. And is this the cage again to get the camera? And then they late take C control. So early A control, they late take C. And K-Corp? Yeah, I think...
That's the thing. Even though they have some weaponry deficit, CNED is still just running in a spot where the gun is.
I mean, nicely done for CNED. It is work on this. Early alarm bot goes in, only one.
They're going to try and just run through all of Tamazi's utility. Yedajay has got to a ridiculous point. Eventually, Magnum is the one to close him out.
Sure, the idea from FUT wasn't too bad.
Maybe they learned something from Paper-X.
Yeah, they are absolutely sending it.
Pretty dramatically.
And now, well, building into what could be a late rotation back. As I said, Mr. Fallen still doesn't have a gun, so if he goes round towards A main, there would still be CNED's gun to find, but he is currently alone. Cracks, though. is going to be able to win a fight. This is still a round that FUT might be able to turn.
Beautiful as well. A glimpse inside Krax's mind. He takes the first fight and just
massive duel timing. There we go. Lovely jump spot as well to take the attention away.
Fallen outside of A and giving KC the idea that that's where the play is coming down.
Question mark created from FUT by opening the door and walk over towards B. So this is a nice attempt in the 2v3. They also have wall and slow and a molly as well. So imagine you see the wall before the plant.
Utility is limited. No orb to play with it. I can see it's on site, obviously, but now I even walled off. So Ada Captain ain't getting that back. Most importantly, it's not going to be on the spike. So no post-plant utility, no snake bite to deny. Instead, it has to be the fights for Ada Captain, and he's good at those.
Lovely duel, no trade on this one. Delayed, but a little bit fine. 42 HP, slightly nervous. Krax has self-heal, but doesn't want to give his pulse away.
Taking him down, Krax below. Timing is everything, and oh, he's lost it. They know where he is.
Okay, nicely handled from K-Corp. They want though really good damage from FUT. Really good damage, and honestly, they have the chance in the 2v3 to win this.
HP left. He's won both those fights and put KC on the board.
Yeah, it's still a competitive round, though. That's the thing. When you think of that as a bonus for FUT, it's really not a bad position to be in. I think the only frustrating thing will be that it was winnable. Like Mr. Fallen going
yeah,
down,
if you're FUT here, you are pumped about the fact that you did so much damage. So massive round. We got two people that can buy. Somehow CNET can buy as well next round.
This is where they buy back up, though. The only other argument I have for the Sage is it could be the exact same reason I gave for CNET. Maybe just Krax, because Krax had a fall in individual form when he wasn't playing the KO. Maybe they're just thinking, let's let him frag.
CNET's ahead of the wall, but he's been spotted.
Bruh.
Dash used to
Chat, I'm telling you, am I the only one that's noticing that there has been like, there has to have been, or there is on these servers, something wrong with the fade eye? Has any pros talked about this? I've never seen so many pros miss time shooting a fade eye than in the last week. It is through the roof. It is every other round.
Orb alongside the Nano, although Yedege did that last round, round before. It's being watched this time, and they're ready for this push to come through. Two players on the site.
Is it because it's been so long that people are playing Fade or something?
But Tamazi's now, well, actually dropped. It's split from both sides. Had no chance. They're going to play the retake on the defensive side, and they're going to have to deal with that wall as well.
Yeah, very reactive attack side right now from FUT.
Still no plant on this one. They have nade to stop plant.
Aggressively, if they're challenged too much, falling straight.
Yeah, and this is the good plant. So a little bit further up the stairs as well. And that's a lovely kill. They're still against the Omen, so they can't go mound yet. Oh my goodness.
A third already.
Damn.
But he doesn't need any help. And finally, Shim will put him down in the back. You almost wonder where his teammates were there. Like, guys, I've killed everyone. Could you watch my flank, please? But they will now look to close it. Shin. This time
lovely round from FUT. Big round in terms of resetting the money, and they win it.
Straight back, and again, no respite for KC with the finances.
But yeah, they're heavy leaning into a Sage.
Or in this case, in the dirt.
On two maps, you don't normally see it. Oh, lovely replay on this one. Little Omen flash into it.
The paranoia used for Yedege to take all that space.
Oh, it was a great replay. Saw everything.
Was because of his teammates helping him. Every single one after that is a little bit ridiculous, and that's pretty much the face.
Yeah, and this is a nice early timeout, and they need to go heavier both sides. See, this is gonna be interesting. Because in their buy round, they're gonna go heavy A and C, I imagine. And if you were FUT, you would imagine this is happening, and you could just contact B. Maybe not for the eco, more for the buy round.
They've been great. I do think that was one of the more disjointed retakes we've seen from them, though. And a lot of it came off Yedege's aggression with that paranoia, making things a little bit more awkward, but he was able to take a lot of isolated fights with, not, as I said, not a mass amount of support, so good work from him. You can see immediately Eng is going to try and quell any of the problems. Also quiet to start from
yeah, I saw Safan tweeted it. I retweeted it.
You expect to see the resurgence.
Fortunately, didn't enjoy it. It's a good clip, though, honestly. The observing in that clip is crazy good.
It's mostly just been, let's challenge A. If that doesn't work, let's sprint into C. And that has been the game plan. And then if that doesn't work, let's try
It's
A
comp on
again.
defense? I'm
And
not
if
even
that doesn't
sure.
work, let's go B.
It should work better on defense than
I
it works on
understand
attack in
that a lot of this
theory.
map is
It's
the
going to be
push
hard to
and pull.
clear
It is
question
where you're
marks, but they
fighting
might
for
be able to
control.
fight areas
They haven't
and
been
use
winning
Sage
the
Wall.
initial
Or they
fights
got
for A
double
control.
controller,
They've
sorry,
just given
double
up or seen it as
sentinel. They can
and KC are making
gamble
the
a little bit.
decision now on the lower buy to focus towards C. Remember, they've been, like you said, so successful on that A.
It's so funny, man.
They don't
And
expect
this
FUT
camera
to
can kind of
fully
be,
commit to it. Now,
I mean, it could be anywhere on this wall, really.
players swinging to take that
Might be
fight,
worth buying a
but if they
shorty,
do
to be
bring
honest,
things
and just
back to C,
spamming it.
which it looks like they might.
It's a good way to retake map control, because again, this comp, in theory, it's hard to get map control, right? So they go aggro A, and they have this camera to retake over towards C. So
the only problem with that mentality is I'd
what
agree that
K-Corp
works
need to
against
do
most other
is
teams.
aggro
The
A
problem is
back, and
CNED
I
is
would
not
be
going to
one-way
stop pushing.
smoking
If he is
this
told
and
to
buy a
push A, he will
shorty
push A every
from what we've
single
seen so
round
far, and just double
continue
spam
to
the
try and
shorty.
take
One of the
these
bullets
fights,
will hit.
even if they almost just seem like suicide. Like for the last couple of rounds, it has been him just walking into positions and taking fights.
Oh, man.
And he's
Wait, would that
taken
work
that
anymore?
control.
How much HP is the camera got? Is it still
single
1, or did they update it to 20?
KC just on the other side of the wall, but they've done it again. They've taken A control.
Pretty sure it'd still
They
work.
have seen absolutely
cashed
nothing.
in.
They have sold this fake, and in the meantime, the rest of the players have walked into C.
Yeah, CNED literally cloudburst dashed in and then walked back
Dude,
out.
that-
Oh, we're
yeah, they're
taking it.
letting
All right, we
CNED,
go. Here we
they're
go.
letting CNED
No,
luck
no,
with
no,
a
no,
gun
no.
all the time.
And it's planted on C. Like, they've got to feel like fools.
Ever watch
after
part of
this round,
FNS
'cause they've
again?
been
Yeah, for
played
sure.
like them. And you mentioned
Maybe we
starting this
can,
round out
what
funnily
team, what
that
games
a
are
lot
there
of this map
tomorrow?
is about the push and the
We need
pull
to try and
factor.
make sure it's
They've
some of the
pulled,
better EMEA teams, because he
to the
flames
other
quite a
side of the
lot.
map, pulled their arm on this one, and
So maybe
unfortunately,
like,
there's not going to be much to say on the way back through, mainly because the time.
yeah, let's
it's
try and
taken
find
them
some
to
of the better
rotate
games.
back. They're still up against this many players. There's a poison orb waiting for them. And presumably,
The FM game? The FM game could be nice. They got some cool new stuff. To nerd out.
Let's just take the duels. Why not? They're winning all of them. Only one player dropped.
They play
cracks
Gen G,
on
though.
1 HP, but well, he's healing back up. It's all good.
Very, very slowly,
Not
yeah.
even close.
Okay,
I
so
like
let's
it.
see how
And that's the
K-Corp
thing,
go, and
as
I
mentioned
imagine
in the
it's
last map, a lot of teams
aggro,
in the past
aggro.
on their attack side have played the
And I would
strategy of
imagine if I was
avoid
FUT, I'm calling
CNED.
to go B
I
here.
never thought I'd see the day where
Let's
his
see.
own
They
team
also
are
might
applying
just
that
carry on
same
doing what they
strategy
do until
because
it fails.
Normally you talk about his Jet, he's the pinnacle point. Like we send him in first, he gets the opener, we plant the spike. They're doing that, and then all going the other way and just leaving him on his own to just try and fight. It's like he's been sent in as a bare-knuckle boxer, and the rest of them are just like, yeah, you do that. We'll back you up from very
Ooh,
far
change
away.
of a default for
anyone in that
FUT. So
position
this is good as well. They were
realized, I think they're
expecting the
faking
switch
A.
up.
Like when you hear all that noise, there's
And they go
smokes. I think
up,
there might even have been a paranoia.
over
They're
towards A,
opening
they
the
set
door,
this
there's
up to
players
check,
dashing on
and
site.
they
I mean,
hold
that is
A
an
with
A-take, and
1.
A-take is a
And
hurry
FUT change up
right
their
now.
default,
Especially when you have
aggro over
like,
towards
you're
C, and
going
then,
to
I mean,
take
bursting
that
into sight
risk.
is hard, dude. These
And we'll see how
corners
much
should
it's
be
gonna
used
affect them
more
because it's a
by
difference in
K-Corp, and maybe
strategy.
judges
There
and
hasn't
stuff
been
as well,
pressure
because
from the defensive
comp is hard
side
to get
on
through
A
this.
round. It's just been a walk-up coming out on the other side of things. And
You can
they've
never
said
get
they're
pushed.
trying to
You
sell
can
the
never get
reverse.
pushed off
It's
of
the
angles
Uno
from
reverse of
util.
the
Like
strat
they
they've
can
been
start
playing.
using
They
some of
were
these corners
playing
heavy.
Go initially to A and then go C. Now they've gone go initially to C and now go.
I can't believe
A.
K-Corp are giving them this much
And there
space.
is only
It's so
Martin
weird.
watching. Now, he
A
does
weird
have
way to
support
play
from
it.
Shin, and they do
Like,
have
FUT must
quite
be
a lot in
loving
terms
this.
of utility to go for the retake, and that might just be the adaptation that KC are making. Let's go for the retake rather than consistently trying to take these
Fade
fights
Eye
and
goes over
losing the
towards
alpha
C.
bar.
Fade
Again,
Eye
there's just
got
one
shot
player
as well.
harassing them on the other side of the map, opening the door to B. Looking
Dude,
for
no
control
wall
on
up
C,
for
but Now
this.
they've spotted Yedishe. With that, you might think it's only the lurk, but with how things have gone so far, yeah, they're starting to read. No, this is an A play instead. It might
Got
feel
a
a little
res.
insecure. Are they
Got
actually
a res,
taking
get a
A?
plant. Keep an eye on that Omen late luck, and it's one of the latest lucks I think I've ever seen.
Pit for Ada Captain. Big pit to play inside of. I don't know how CNED's got the kill there. That must have been a spray through the pit to find it. Gorgeous play either way, intended or not. And now, to fight back through this, they are in a lot of trouble. I mean, that flank is barely going to matter because those players could come out the back of the Viper's pit. And
Yeah.
instead,
And here's
actually
the
got
late luck,
Mr.
and they're just
Fallen
like, what the
spotted
hell?
him
Has
as
there a
he's
guy in
slowing
heaven?
down the retake, splitting these players up and making it even easier to
Bro,
deal
K-Corp are
with the
playing
decay.
this not right, man.
Down. Well, shit.
Nicely
I
done.
don't know if he got the comms on where Mr. Fallen was, but that was a little awkward.
Yeah, it has worked out wonderfully for FUT once again.
Yeah, dude, this is a lot of rounds with this comp already. 5-1, chance to get way more.
They had the contact off of Martina, it's been the same thing we saw on the last map where...
K-Corp? Yeah, it's a little bit late adjustment, I agree. But it's also, it can also be hard, right? Telling your whole team to do something that they haven't been doing much in practice, it can be hard to do, to do that well. I would at least like to see it, though.
Like, that is such a ridiculously late flank that he knows, okay, they're going to use Viper's Pit, they're going to try and buy time. Nightfall gets used by KC, and even still, they're unable to get themselves into position to do anything. It is impeccable how well they did in holding.
What is this? What ungodly act is Magnum about to try? An Ares?
I've never seen anyone be so all in on the Odin and then hate the Ares as much as
trash.
It's just such a weird combination, though. Like, most people who are sweats of the Odin at least tolerate the Ares,
get a sheriff.
Whereas you just hate it.
It's trash. If you're in an open fight with an Ares and you win it, your opponent's bad. Right? That's the only way. I like the idea fighting around Mountain, but Shin wasn't quite there on time to take that fight. Big ult now as the Neural Theft gives away these positions. No surprise element to narrate spot. Makes it so much harder for him to find any value as they realize he's
yeah, and FUT just running over the money, out of control after this one. They took one bit of damage, that was it. One armor rebuy, and their money's here for the rest of the half.
Was a little back and forth. Casey had some clean rounds, and that's sort of what sticks in my mind a little.
They're gonna go aggro A though, right?
Back from disadvantageous positions, but wow, going 6-1 and off the back of an Andaluthia flawless, a lot of trouble brewing for Carmine Corp.
Yeah, this is now as well them stacking up their ultimates. I don't think it's a bad time to sort of just take a little bit of a moment, talk through things, and try and come up with something, because the fact is they've been denied in their retake.
Holy hell.
It's the same again. That push.
Guys, they gotta use util on A.
Nothing else. Nope. I don't think, did they use... No, Mr. Father didn't use his paranoia. They used no smokes.
Just a guy
that was just CNED, go kill, and he went, cool boss, and got them the opener. Yeah. And that's Martin. Martin has been wrecked this game, by the way. He has one kill, and it was that kill on Yedajay. That's it.
He was leading those early duels last time, but not this time around. The turrets helped out. Even caught out of Captain. Cracks will heal just about, and well, you can thank his lucky stars that turret wasn't online still. They would have dropped him. Up top for the retake, not ideal. In fact, you're going to see Shin swap it out on the way. Instead, the
Bro, look at this lurk on top from Cracks. They're going to go C, and he's going around the world.
Realistically expect getting something done will be very difficult in the camp. Now it's spotted them. Now they've got that information to play with.
Yeah, these flanks are outrageous. I've seen two of the latest lurks I think I've ever seen, and this one might actually be too late.
Now Mr. Fallen's alone, and this could start to get very scary unless Cracks quickens the pace. Mr. Fallen has to hold strong in the site. It's only a matter of time. There's the peak.
Bro, they give him a smoke to help. Oh
FUT thinking on levels we can't comprehend.
Nicely done from FUT again. Again, the round the world strats are working really, really well. Dude, this smoke and a retake that gives this person a one-way.
Retakes where they've been so successful, they get onto the diving board to go together synchronized, and they are just cut down in pieces.
He is literally like on another continent, like half the time. That's happened twice now, where Mr. Fallen is just going into C as they plant on A, and in the same in this circumstance where they're just planting on C, and he's walked through.
Dude, if I don't see an aggro A, I might lose my mind.
They love their retakes, they love setting up, and they're never really allowed to because of these weird flanks. Now straight off the bat, an immediate explosive start. KC have had enough of sitting on the back foot, and in this round, they tried to put the pressure on. They've got the information a little bit early. The problem is the timing. They've got to try and get into position. Tomazi needs to get something here, and he will find one, but the trade is immediate, and his teammate's gone as well.
Yeah, Magnum only had a shorty, so that was a real Hail Mary play. And with the res in, the impact is negligible. In fact, it's null and void. And the kills keep going their way. FUT not letting go of this one with Shin and Martin. You know, there is a showstopper online for Martin. I would be perplexed if he was to use it here. KC have had a lot of ults for a couple rounds, but haven't had the chances to use them. This wasn't the round for it.
I thought he might use
it. The scene boomed. Oh, they need to do a timeout.
Sort of like util dump. Like that seemed like the perfect spot to use a showstopper. But again, it is just the context of the round. But also, I'm gobsmacked at what we're watching right now. Coming in with a little bit more of an obscure composition on this map, at least. And I'll be honest, a lot of this just looks like a firepower diff, which is not something I'd ever thought I'd say. Now, it's been good, again, these sort of...
EME looking worse. You guys always try and time me with stuff. This is something I noticed about you lot. You lot see me in despair, and then you'll try and get these questions in. Like, we'll be watching some, like, pretty poor, like, EMEA game, and you guys be like, this worse than Pacific. Like, you guys just always... It's just like, hold up, this is looking pretty bad for K-Corp. Should we ask the question? Let's try get him.
They're not.
This is the thing, you know, I spoke to
it's not great at the moment. It is what I'll give you. It's really not great at the moment. FUT are playing well, obviously, and they have some really cool stuff to cover up the disadvantages of their comp.
Performance, and they've only gotten better as time went on. Their most recent, they got a lot better on this map, but 8-1, incomprehensible difference. And I think it does fall back to exactly what Uli was saying to me. This team loves to fight, and this map is built for it. But this is a level that goes beyond my comprehension because KC are good at fighting. Now they have a chance.
Oh, he's here fast.
Already in, and Martin up close.
Lovely shot.
Cracks already found a trade. And a captain there as well.
Keep an eye on the latest lurk in the world again. Number 2. Sorry, number 3 this time. Can't see the spike. Oh boy. Lovely molly goes in. Gotta go forward though. I stun round.
If they can get in onto the defuse once that snake bite is gone, and a captain has to go through this. And round is over. There's nothing he can do here. KC will get it over the line.
Yeah, I want to say a little bit unlucky that they kind of messed up with the wall here in the plant, and I don't know if it was meant to be a better plant and the Razor was coming in earlier or what. Because I'm pretty sure with the way they played this after plant, they were very sure that it was a better plant than this. You wouldn't be lurking late for your wall to block a plant at the back, but if it's the wall, if it's the top of stairs plant, then it's better. I think this is just FUT messing up with the plant. How is CNED allowed to walk out every single time?
Here's the big boy, the Odin in play. They're a little off the angle.
Okay, 18 HP, literally 1. Okay, walk through the wall. 3 HP.
Yeah.
It almost went the other way. It almost went the other way. That's the crazy thing about it.
I think I would have been more angry if it went the other way.
I think you would have been as well. But that, again, that seems to be the CNED strat, is just... it feels like there is 2 strat books. One is being read by the entirety of FUT, and the other one is CNED, which just says, try and kill someone on A. And it says that on every page. He's like turning it meticulously like a menu.
Is an A already a lot? Oh, a hell of a lot. A hell of a lot right now.
And the main course, I'm going to push A and I'm going to try and kill someone. It's manic. This time they've shut him down.
With a no initiator comp, crazy levels.
Mr. Farlin.
Crazy levels.
Yeah, I mean he took a timing as the door was about to close. The haunt faded.
It's gonna be an Odin lurk.
It is. I'm 99% sure.
Dude, the lurks from FUT have been outrageous, man. Outrageous. Like they're just taking the piss.
They might want to utilize this position.
He's trying to lurk with an Odin.
Still 3 players from KC here. And the nightmare, the nightfall comes in, catching them all. 2 at
Calls
least.
them
the
back.
First already fallen out of captain, out of here. 12 seconds left. Reposition from Magnum is perfect. Sublime play from the side of KC, letting nothing slip. And that's one way to close a round for Shin.
Yeah, he's going to make sure. And he's also going to do the right thing and throw the Odin away. Like the piece of trash on the ground it is.
Hold on now. What's all this about?
He did. You know, like he did with the classic, threw out of the map.
Oh yeah, I mean that was just BM, but it served its purpose.
Nice.
I'm going insane, bro. It's really, man. You guys watching this?
Definitely been quieter performances elsewhere.
Is FNS watching this? He's gonna stop watching EMEA. He's gonna stop watching EMEA. I guarantee it after this. Not a chance, man.
Versus FPX 11 versus Heretics when they played in EMEA. Even still, though, FUT going to try and not get them back. And we have reached the dessert, the final page of the CNED strat book, because he's currently going towards C.
Yeah, a little different flair to this round for him. Wouldn't be surprised if he dives into C and they go plant A. There's a little bit of a lurk battle going on for Yedajay. Shin's locking down the A side of the map, trap covering the B aggression. And this scrap here is just to take the utility out of their hands on a side of the map where they know there's so much to play with. And Paranoia will get nothing but the information that there's a player there. Shin staying close though, and this cage drops. It's all on the line. Both players jumping, but Yedajay's a little quicker to find that. Now they can look towards this A site, seeing it's wide open, but seeing even more so that the rotates are coming through. The site's being given up on C. The wall from Magnum gives him an angle.
Okay, that by far their best chance. CNED is just owned it, man.
Distracts them as they look for the fight on the players entering site. CNED's there behind.
Oh, I actually don't think that K-Corp, straight up, K-Corp game plan, I don't think could have been any worse against the comp they played. I think they really dropped the ball on this one. Lovely from FUT still. Again, I don't want to take anything away from FUT. They have a new comp and they have no initiator and they're covering it up very well. Like they're doing really, really good in terms of like the stuff that the comp struggles at. They're trying to cover that up by doing some great stuff, especially with the Cypher. That's basically like what ties it all together.
Solo fights, and he's been winning a lot of them. Let this man focus on duels, and he'll win them. Yedajay again, every single time. The double lurks, the triple lurks, the whatever ridiculous across map lurks. Cracks as well. I won't lie.
What is the most fun region to watch? Pacific.
Every single time it gives me anxiety. Like it always seems to be such a risky position. But as said, their comp is just creating irritation.
Not quality or skill, definitely Pacific.
He is also popping off.
It's unfair when a team has paper, like a region has paper X.
But the thing that I love about him on a Jet is like the fight up against the AWP. That had nothing to do with Jet. He just
I think I like watching Pacific the most. I'm not saying I'm not saying it's the best. I'm just saying for pure entertainment, Pacific is very fun.
He sometimes would he'd take a fight, win the fight, and then he'd die because.
But again, you're also getting me at a really good stage, man. You're getting me after watching that half. Like you guys timing the questions great.
He just shoots better than 99% of the players out there. That's
not the right though. And actually, I think that was more. That was four people. That was Magnum hits the thing. I was about to say a frenzy from there. Already is looking much better. Just an absolute blitz in towards this A site in the pistol round on the side of KC.
10-4.
Yeah, pistol round each though.
For God's sake.
I mean, Sue had her fun fact up earlier, and it is 3 out of 3.
This region has the lowest skill range from top to bottom, Pacific as well.
100% of the time, they win the follow-up.
The stat has to end sometime.
It does. It does.
And the pistol round isn't over yet, you know? Still got the Sage Ball.
How about now?
The Rain. Looking like
Frenzy diff on this one. Literally no bullets hit from K-Corp.
And Andaluthia flawless.
Okay.
There was a star on the mic, you know?
Oh, yeah, I heard it. I heard it. Loop back, feedback. All that sort of stuff. Yeah, look, Andaluthia flawless, clean as can be.
That kill is so outrageous, man.
I'm very scared.
That's not happening again.
Defensive side,
it's already not happening.
So what we've seen from KC as well is
China. Do you know what? I haven't watched. I feel like I haven't watched enough China games for me to be able to like confidently. I've got to exclude them for a bit until I watch more.
They will play this low buy round like it's a normal round.
They just have to be careful of this. The CNED market. So you got to be kind of careful of that because he's quite good with snipers.
He's all right.
Nice shot.
For hitting a few
At
shots.
least a 6 out of 10.
Now, the sniper on the other side isn't a marshal, it's an outlaw, and nobody has shields. So effectively a double shot op, a double barrel operator to work with. Very strong, quick reloads, but again, on this map, with the way FUT are playing, they're tucked in a lot of closer angles. They're not going to give those opportunities away quite as easily. There's 3 players, and now sort of is a stack on A that they're running into, but up against those weaker weapons. KC at the advantage, extended with cracks falling, and eventually they'll finish off Yedajay.
Hey, what, man? It's great damage done. It's a little bit scary almost.
They've ended up back in a 2v2, and out of Captain's
damn, dude, shot.
What's happening? How is CNED getting 3 in this round? They've no idea where Ada Captain is. And he's cut noise just in time. That classic has crushed the dreams of teams before. And it may just do it again with Magnum, not exactly low, but with 30 seconds left, Tom, he has to plant that spike. He has to give it away.
30 seconds
the turret
left.
will help him at least lock down some control.
I mean, he knows it's close because of the turret.
Be anywhere at this
He can just go kill the turret once he plants.
Upgrade of the rifle. The information will be there. Snake bite in, but Magnum just used it as bait. Finally, the curse is broken. Only just. as they will manage to win themselves a second round, but you can still see the happy face of Cena.
Yeah, I mean, Cena did so much damage here.
In that round. He's now 3
did really,
orbs
like,
away
really nice shots
from having Bladestorm, and they're going to come in with a 4x. Like, they have made things so costly that this might just have to be a weak-ish bonus round now for KC, because they only saved forward that one gun.
It's not a great bonus.
Well, that's it. You know, FUT's record is now no longer 100%, 75, another 25.
Yeah, what are their setups? Let's focus in on the defense Sage setup. So we got info trip. The C aggro. We have the smoke to counter the smoke in terms of the one-way.
They're not anticipating another player here, and he's not being caught by the boom bot, but he dashed out. He gave it up.
Yeah, there's a nice dash though. I like the idea of the. I mean, it's a good way to set it up.
Well, it'll leave them without
Strong
the
setup.
pick.
And do they go close to see this trip? Yes, they do. They break the trip as well. Good amount of pressure and an alarm bot in case they take map control back. Also works in the afterplant. No one over towards B, so they're just going to force into A. We have the camera that is above, right? Yeah, and
to enter into the site. They had themselves that nightfall, but already Yedege is going to put one in the dirt, a second as well, even the low HP and
a nice wall. That's a hard wall to deal with. You want to spam it, but you're in the open. You have to spam it from here.
You're going to see still a player around that B site, Mr. Farland waiting if they try and double back in that direction. And even CNED on C.
Covering all their bases in case it's a fake, and with so little noise being made, eventually someone's going to peek out for a little bit of information. Looks like that will come through on the defensive side and for the defensive side.
Lovely cover on this one. Honestly, very nice setup from FUT. I like that a lot. This wall is a nightmare to deal with. You see that first time? That's always going to win you rounds. Might even win you games.
Swing round
especially if they don't have a player over towards B, so they can't pivot out, and the whole idea was to force into A. You see this wall with the slows? Yeah, wrecked. They're spamming it in a place where you can get spammed back from above and wall spammed.
Now that there's rifles for both sides. I expect aggression from this defense.
Well, in fact, they're going to take themselves a pause. Maybe just with, again, some of the shakier nature we've seen from KC.
Is there a reason why every pro plays with mature content turned off? What is mature content turned off? Is that like blood?
Something like that, but this could genuinely be the swing round that takes things over the line for FUT after what was...
So, at least when we went to champs, if you had, and I don't know what the reason was for this, but if you had blood on, they couldn't replay from your POV. It would have to be an observer POV. But if you had blood off, they would replay, and they would write everyone down who had like mature settings on.
He's been performing so well. I feel like
I guess it's
just let the man shoot.
I guess it's something.
Pop heads and
so now I imagine they probably have all the feeds and they just have observers just turn the settings off. So the players might actually have it. I'm not sure.
We saw some fakes.
I don't know what their actual setup is, but
I don't think this has been the craziest strategical performance FUT have ever put on for us.
No.
It's just that right now the team just looks comfortable.
Censorship, yeah, it makes sense.
As we can see, I do want, like, I don't know. This composition from FUT, it's working. Don't get me wrong. I just don't know that we're going to see Sage be such a key part.
Yeah, I'm like, some of the Sage stuff so far, pretty cool. Is K-Corp making it look way better than it is? 100%.
Running his dash down, Ada Captain's been spammed through that smoke. They might
yeah, and that's just a spam through the smoke for sure.
FUT have tripled up this round though. It's a slightly different setup with the Cypher now sitting on the side of Cam, up close to get the information, and then even closer, Yedege tucked on the corner. So your points.
Who did they lose? The Viper?
Wait.
Okay, yeah, defense Viper. So this smoke goes down. But hold a double stack here because an easy call would obviously be to go where the smoke was. Yeah, and this is nice from Tamazi. Raining question marks around the map over towards A. And for a comp that has no initiator, it's impossible to clear these question marks without sending bodies there.
This after plant should be in, and well, for the side of FUT, it's now a question of how much do you believe in a 3v5 retake?
Spam on the sides either way in terms of the ping, so he knows where to spam, and they plant directly in the middle to avoid the spam. That's a head. Yeah, you gotta watch yourself on that back wall.
Support his teammate as he goes down. Those numbers for KC looking strong. Credits riding a little low for FUT. If they get an opening pick, they could go for it, and there it is. Martin first to be dropped. HP low on a lot of these players. They're still committing to this. I mean, that time, Tom, seems to be ticking away a little bit.
That was nice, though.
Now, Mr. Fallen.
Yeah, that was a well-timed fade eye. Fade eye goes in, double swing.
Well, he has to say.
Much better from them. And this, in terms of just K-Corp, was good, right? They get the kill, they then freeze. Right, so they then cut down. The original plan is obviously to go over towards C because they broke the, like they killed the Viper, so there's no smoke to stop them. And what does K-Corp, sorry, what does FUT's comp struggle at? Clearing question marks. So they go out towards A, they open door, and it takes them a while, and they're just pretty much just playing a guessing game of where they should stack people. So not too bad. Anonymous gifter, thank you so much, man. Thank you for the gifted. Appreciate it.
And then the late haunt gets so much value. Responsible for both of those wallbang kills we saw come through.
A sponsor thing with blood off? Yeah, I imagine so. Easier to market, right?
They'll still have some tricks up their sleeve. In fact, the round's already kicked off as we see the aggression from KC.
Damn, we go straight in. Holy hell. And yeah, they want to be able to go out A all the time.
Puts his life on the line. It's Martin who's had, honestly, a cursed game so far. Last fights versus CNED full sprint. And he will fall again. And a lot of that is going to take away what they have in terms of him entering into the site. It's probably why we've seen more from the rate in terms of those space taking and control.
So massive round.
This early stack up and more of that Cypher utility just being put into play across the rest of the map. It leaves a solo player over on C and a walk up into the B site. Sure, it'll be met with a cam, but it won't be met with any other resistance.
Yeah, there's no one to follow up on that information. In fact, the cam, there we go. It's revealed them, and it'll stay dormant for now.
And they can, so they at least check that they go into sight.
Now they have.
Okay. But they're going to maybe use it for the retake, like tap it, aim for the retake. But
I don't know. Seems like a waste of some post-plant utility, but
clear all of this up. We go aggro to the body, and then we can take a lot of space without having to worry. Viper has just been spammed through the smoke. How on earth has he done that?
Player coming in from behind as well. The turret attempting to be surpassed.
How has he done that on site? He just won on the round.
Fallen's position is definitely known, and there's a stack up of players on the other side. Utility denying Yedajay from really doing anything on the plant, and the post plant from KC is nigh on perfect. FUT don't even get remotely
maybe this guy was spamming?
And I do think they might have to
I would love to see a replay of Narrate here. I don't understand who he got it.
Allowing one side open every time, I don't think you can give that to KC.
Yeah, I mean, they barely got within arm's reach of the spike in the end, so I doubt they're going to be sat there thinking, yeah, you know what, our retakes might be the way to play this. And for KC.
Oh, okay, dude, I'm loving the replays today. I've had 2 questions, and I get it answered twice. Replays are so good right now.
But he does. Great utility usage the round before. BS spams this time. Either one works.
The replay showed that he must have just seen the smallest of pixels of his opponent about to come around the corner. I couldn't see it when
it was paused, so fair play to him. Eyes like a hawk.
There we go, though. No purchase this time, only CNED, only. He always seems to be
one of the hero guns, and honestly, he could throw this gun away to one of the other players and use knives. I think that would probably be the play.
Been forced back.
We'll see.
Looks like they might just
keep an eye on this luck that's coming in.
Singular rifle. He's still going strong.
I mean, sure, you just keep doing you, bro.
To fall apart a little bit for KC.
Oh, there's definitely some struggles. The low buys of FUT being so deadly throughout their last
Bro, you gotta throw this gun across, man. You gotta throw this gun across. No, you can make so much space. No, not the dash to get away.
I'll find you. Almost expect him to give that to Cracks. They have 3 rifles now as they set their sights on the site itself. KC very much fragmented. There's an initial duel on Narrate, unable to trade. The slow, it kept them in position, and now all hope lies with Martin. Showstopper in,
just.
And it's caught a kill. The ace with the nade.
Oh my God, how is he winning it? How is he winning this? Oh man. Wild. They really should have taken him down, dude. How did he not die at heaven? How was the gun not thrown over and the knives popped? I have so many questions. Nicely done from Martin.
CNED, well, he was definitely a worthy
Bro, how is he alive?
Managed to find a multitude of openers, but every single piece of utility put into play, even with a shorty to end it. And if you're ever questioning whether or not KC
Just chill.
or
All right, everyone chill.
that will be enough
Everyone's
to
going
bring
crazy.
anyone back from the depths.
2-round gap, so winnable. Quick play
Oh,
by
they go
Martin,
so
but it's shut down
fast with
immediately.
this one.
Shot out of CNET doesn't land. But with Martin
Man,
down,
the
rest of
spacing on
players are a
this.
little further back. The wall won't keep them out for very long. It does allow a little bit of a reposition from Mr. Fallen, who's close and ready to fight. Sneak through from Tamazi as we're on board with him. Viper's Pit's blocking out B, but looks like they'll bypass that with a crunch from Spawn and from the connector. The idea here, hopefully, Tamazi can pick them up as they move into position. The rotates out of the A side.
Oh,
being
top of
watched,
the
and
spike.
he's turned at the wrong
Ah,
moment.
nicely done from
That
CNET.
timing is abysmal. Surely Magnum, though, the second surprise.
I like the top of the spike and then pivot back, but my goodness, does the top of the spike maybe make CNET look back because they could have pushed through? And he wants to go that way anyway. Holy hell!
One man against 5 from FUT. A near impossible clutch, and well, he can take the bragging rights back from Martin if he wins this one. The spike down in the open. Next to no information and 30 seconds left. It looks like this one is already in
The overheat, was it like, I'm trying to think because they've been doing this wall a lot reactively. Was he just trying to go fast, hoping that he would catch him with the wall out? That feels like that's the play because there was no extra util to back him out. And then over towards door, they only opened door, but they didn't do anything with it.
Gave up a lot of control in this one, but they knew exactly where it was
Omen ult to...
I think Martin clearly feeling confident of
Yeah, I'm thinking the play there is to go fast because CNET's been, sorry, Cracks, right? Yeah, because Cracks has been walling this a lot once they hear a lot of pressure. So I think the play was to try and punish the wall that they've been doing, but really, really bold.
Lockdown not far from being online, and it seems like they might go for a little bit more of the same. Some early control, but just look at CNET. Again, just going walkabouts. It means they can gamble players immediately onto the other side of the map.
Ping out of KC on C as well. Seems like they're quite aware of that aggression potentially coming through. It will be watched by Magnum as he covers B, and I think his turret's watching behind him. So these players can make noise on A, and that's all this is. They're trying to be loud and trying to drag those rotations that have come in again and again, trying to get that flank underway so it can be capitalized on by Magnum.
Heavy question mark. The much better thing from K-Corp at the moment is they have someone over towards B, so they can now pivot over towards B, and they've been struggling with that because it's been full committing over towards A. And against FUT's comp, yeah, I don't recommend doing that. You want to give map control, create pressure, have options available so you can mid-round.
The extra util again, that cam.
B looking good at the moment. 2 people here. Do they Omen flash, try get a kill, or do they just save it with multiple people? Smoke goes off, Viper ult goes in, Omen flash goes in fast.
Are going to be even more fearsome up close, but
Wow.
Cracks isn't shying away from a fight. It's an awkward one, but he still manages to win it. Out of captain's round Tamazi as well, and somehow
Cracks is a beast,
what
bro.
looked like it could be dangerous.
Cracks is a beast. Okay, nicely done. Good util as well from Mr. Fallon. I think this was a good call. They had 3 people here. They smoked off one of the choke points. They Omen flash in, and then they dissented basically. And I think he was I think Mr. Fallon was waiting for Cracks as well, and then Cracks did so good getting 2. Man, I've hated how K-Corp play this map. I've hated every minute of it. It could be so much better. They've really misplayed this one.
The attempted spam by a weapon that gives tracers. If you're the Viper,
Okay.
that's a death sentence a lot of the time. The last thing you want is to be flagging like, I'm over this direction, guys. Just fire back. Oh, nice shot.
Shot him.
5 HP already. Can't catch a break.
My goodness.
Well, at least now
Thought he had that. Thought it was done.
I know who can't go through that snake bite.
You should run.
It's already, that was one of the weapons they've had. They've had to hand it over on the other side. Lockdown is going to be put into play. Doesn't seem like FUT are going to over-rotate just yet. Still wary that this is a ruse, and CNED was...
Yeah, but they did so close. Viper goes into... Oh my god, they got way too much confidence, man. He did the molly down knowing that if they were going to force in, they would be vulnerable. And he gets 2 and he gets out. Yeah, and potentially getting hit by it made him force as well, but that was the plan. Why the hell are they forcing so much in a comp that can't clear question marks?
Shrouded stepping past the snake bite. He can get there early. So for him to just run out like that is ludicrous. But it works. Of course it does. This is FUT we're talking about. 5 versus 3, 5 HP on Martin.
Oh,
He's out, and it looks like just Tamazi, the last man standing and the last to fall in this game. At least on this map, Breeze is up next. If FUT secure a 13-8. And my
It was with a
what map
lockdown,
that
but
will
bro,
be. 20 seconds
they can
left,
create
and
pressure. They can use it in the
staring
after
now.
plant.
It's a
Oh
round
man, that
win
was
for FUT.
okay. And when I'm flaming here,
13-8.
I don't mean to be rude.
We go